This is a GCSE AQA Foundation Trilogy question on chemistry. And in this question, we're looking at the reaction of acids and we're looking at electrolysis. So I'm going to put all of the separate parts up, and when you've gone through them, pausing, you can review your answers. Here's part A, part B, part C, part D, part E, and finally part F, 11 marks in total. So let's take a look at part A. A student wants to make copper chloride crystals. What acid do we need to make chloride salts? Well, the correct answer is hydrochloric. Nitric would have made a nitrate. Sulfuric would have made a sulfate. Moving on to part B. How would the student know that excess copper oxide had been added? Copper oxide is a black powder. When you add it to the acid, it dissolves and we get a blue solution. But once all of the acid has reacted, we'll find unreacted black solid still in there after we have stirred it. So that would be our indication that we've got an excess. We've got more than we needed. On to part C, and it is a required practical, so you do need to be familiar with the methodology of this. So let's take a look. Making copper chloride crystals, we would start with B. Filter the mixture into an evaporating basin. Once we've done that, we will partially evaporate by heating with a water bath, but we'll stop before all of the liquid evaporates. We will then go to stage C, where we will allow it to slowly crystallise, and finally we will remove and dry the crystals. On to part D. Molten copper chloride can be electrolysed. State the product at each electrode when molten copper chloride is electrolysed. So you need to remember that negative electrode attracts positive ions, positive electrode attracts negative ions. In general, metal ions are positive, so they will go to the negative electrode. That means copper ions will become copper. So the chloride ions, which are Cl- negative, will go to the positive electrode, where they will become chlorine. Moving on, we've got a question on gradients here, working out the gradient of the line. So you need to be able to read that graph. If I go through, the increase in mass based on the data given is 4, and the increase in time is 10. To work out the gradient, you do change in y divided by change in x. It actually tells you which ones to use here though. That takes you to 4 out of 10, which is 0.4. And finishing off with part F, some missing words. Fact that you have got to remember about the extraction of aluminium. Aluminium is produced by electrolysis of a molten mixture. Complete the sentence. Choose the answers from the box below. The molten mixture contains cryolite. This is what the aluminium oxide is dissolved in. It lowers the energy costs. And aluminium oxide, which is what you find in bauxite that we extract the aluminium from. And that's the end of the question.